Rita from KetogenicWoman.com, and today I'm going to make a cheesecake. So it's getting close to Valentine's Day, and I'm going to make a cheesecake that can be used either for keto or for carnivore. It is a sweetener optional cake. There's enough natural sweetness in this particular cheesecake with minimal ingredients that if you've been eating meat for a long time, you're going to find this actually tastes sweet as I do. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm going to make it in the Instant Pot. So we're going to get started. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like these kind of videos. And I'm going to get started right now. So as I said, I'm going to do it in the Instant Pot. However, I want to just talk about something first. Whenever lately I've been taking off my Instant Pot lid, it smells like meat stew. And I looked into it, and apparently these rings in your lid, you're supposed to change them every after 25 uses. Well, I think I've had a lot more than 25 uses. So I thought it was time to order new rings. And also, what a lot of people do is they get two different colors so that one is for sweet cakes and desserts and the other is for savory. So I'm going to reserve this red ring for whenever I have a sweet cake or a custard or anything like that to make. So removing it is pretty easy. This one comes out because it's you just pull it out, basically. It's had a lot of use and it's flimsy and time to change it. And it really smells. It smells like I don't know what. So that's going in the plastic recycling bin over here. All right, now to install my red ring to show you how easy it is. Let's hope it is as easy as I thought it was going to be. Oh yeah, it's going right in. You just have to insert it behind this metal ring, inner ring that's in here, and make sure that it's in the groove. And it is going in, but I think I need to lay it flat to do it. So, but you'll get the idea once you start. Okay. That's snugly in there. That was pretty painless and easy. And this will be my savory ring. So back to the cheesecake. I'll show you this that I'm going to use. You can use any type of a small pan as long as it will fit inside your Instant Pot. Has to fit in this thing here, like so. I've got another one. This is a metal one, and that also fits in there. I do prefer this one. This one, because it's silicone, it's super easy and flexible to get off and on the glass bottom plate. And so I've been just using this one. This is an Instant Pot accessory that I had to order separately. And I'll put the link down below in case you do want to check it out. I really like it. The other thing that I really like for this job, because you're going to be having to put your hands into the hot Instant Pot, is this little holder thing. So it can easily go in and out. I also use this for other things, ribs, those sorts of things in the Instant Pot. It's great. So enough of that. And we'll get on to what we need for the cheesecake. So this cheesecake I'm going to make today is very similar to the lemon cheesecake on my blog. It's a carnivore cheesecake as well. But I am going to do a different flavor today. I'm going to make it coffee caramel. And I'm going to do that by using instant coffee and some Lorann's caramel flavor, those oils, Lorann oils. This one's caramel. You can get all kinds of different flavors, but I like that combination of coffee and caramel, and I think it's going to taste good. There's also eggs, 2 eggs, and 2 bricks of cream cheese, 2 tablespoons butter, which I'm going to melt in the microwave, some heavy cream, and that's it. Sweetener optional. If you're skeptical and you just do not want to try this cheesecake without sweetener, you could put a couple tablespoons of monk fruit in it if you're carnivore-ish or keto.
Carnivore. But I would encourage you to give it a try without, because what you could do is you could always, if you try it once it's finished and you just don't think you can do it, you could always sprinkle just a few granules of monk fruit on top. It'll taste good.
So let's get started with this. Because I'm going to be mixing it with my mixer, it's a good idea to just break it up into small chunks. It'll just be easier to mix. So rather than, put the whole blob in there. Depending on what kind of mix, I'm just using one of these old-fashioned electric mixers. If you've got some big fancy one that can handle the big chunks, go for it. For my coffee, I'm going to put a teaspoon of instant coffee in this bowl. Add just a little bit of hot water to it to dissolve it.
Today's actually my first day without coffee. I've decided to quit drinking coffee, so here I am putting it into a cheesecake. I almost feel like putting in a tablespoon to get my fix, but I'm just going to add a teaspoon. If you want it to taste stronger coffee, go ahead and add a little bit more. This is kind of an experiment anyways, so we don't really know exactly how strong to make it, but I would just make it to your taste.
Okay, so for the Lorann's oil, I'm going to put in 1/4 of a teaspoon.
Ooh, I can smell that caramel flavor.
So I've got my coffee, a little bit of coffee water here. It's about a tablespoon of water, teaspoon of coffee. I didn't heat it to boiling. It's just warm enough to dissolve the coffee crystals. 1/4 cup of heavy cream. Just going to scrape the sides down a bit and pour my coffee in. Okay, that looks nice and smooth. So now I'm going to pour the batter into my silicone pan. So I'm going to use my pan, the silicone springform pan. No prep is needed on this pan. If you use this like a metal pan, like one of these traditional ones, you probably want to line it with some parchment paper. So just scoop that all in there. Okay, I'm just gonna straighten out the top a bit. The other thing I like to do is just put a layer of foil on top so that water doesn't drip down or condensation doesn't drip down into the onto your cheesecake. Okay, so in this Instant Pot, there's about 1 1/4, 1 1/2 cups water. You want to have just over a cup of water. So I'm going to now let it go down there. And just make sure the lid is on, the foil lid. And okay, so for this cheesecake, I'm going to cook it on a manual setting for 30 minutes. So, and it defaulted to 30 minutes. You might have to go with your plus and minus up and down depending on what you cook last. I think I cooked this cheesecake last. And there it goes. Now we just leave it for the 30 minutes. We will let it natural release for 10 or 15 minutes. And then it's going to go into the fridge. But once it's ready, we'll go over what we're going to do next, because I'm also going to make a whipped topping for it, which just kind of adds to the sweetness and the decadence of this cheesecake. Okay, so we are at 15 minutes. We've allowed it to natural release after 30 minutes of cooking time. So now I'm going to take off the lid. And we will remove the cake from the pot. Don't know how hot this will be, but... So you can, I don't know if you can see the water that pooled on top there. This is why I like to have the foil on top. So this now has to sit for 15 minutes and cool down before we put it in the fridge. Okay, so while we're waiting for the cheesecake to chill, I'm going to make the cream. I'm measuring out 2/3 of a cup. I want to have enough to cover the top and the sides of the cake. Okay, that looks done. You don't want to over mix it because then it gets almost buttery, but this is soft peaks, and that will go in the fridge along with the cheesecake, and we will see you when that's all chilled up. Hi, okay, we're back. Our cheesecake has chilled in the fridge for a few hours. You can also do it overnight, as I mentioned before. So I am going to unveil it from its cake pan here. Just want to get it centered on the plate. So there's our cheesecake. It smells like coffee. My first coffee of the day. Okay. I have some whipped cream here. And I'm just going to dump it on and then try to spread it nicely. If it wants to go down the sides a bit, it can. So there we have it. I'm going to cut it and see how it turned out. All right, let's see how we did here. This cheesecake does freeze very well. I'm just going to cut a very small slice out of here so you can see what it looks like. Okay, smells like coffee. Now remember, there is no sweetener in here at all. Only the natural sweetness of the cream cheese and the whipped topping. It's heavy cream whipped. We have a teaspoon of coffee, instant coffee in here. I might next time add a little bit more coffee to give it just to give it a stronger taste. But right now, it tastes like coffee with cream, and that is really good. Someone might want to add a little bit of a sprinkle of monk fruit on top or whatever it is you use, but this actually tastes perfect to me, just the way it is, no sweetener. I hope you give it a try like that. So the thing that's nice about this cheesecake is, in the carnivore world, there are no desserts. I mean, you have to come up with something like this, and to me this is perfectly fine. If you're doing carnivore, a lot of people who do carnivore just don't have any, and that's fine. But there are some that will want some. Maybe there's a special birthday or an anniversary. Valentine's Day is almost here. You can make something like this, have a little piece, and you've stayed true to your food plan with no guilt. So for the other people in your family, you could sprinkle a little bit of something on there, or maybe put fruit on it, or whatever. But I think it's great. I could easily slice this up into about 10 pieces, freeze it, and just have a piece every once in a while. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit like, subscribe, come back and see more again.